chilling and I'm watching TV and I get a notification that my card got used. Look at the date, to the Four Seasons Hotel in New Orleans. Now I know I'm not in New Orleans, right? Okay, so I called him and I'm like, yo, you stayed at the Four Seasons this weekend? And he was like, I did. And automatically you got an attitude. And I'm like, what you know what I'm saying? Like, we cool, you know what I mean? No, we don't go together. It's very clear, you know, but we have an understanding of our friendship, right? Okay. So I said, well, I don't really know what's going on, but Rob said that the hotel said that my card that was clearly used.
Picture this. You tie the knot, slide that dream ring on your finger, and within 48 hours, you're already Googling how to file for divorce. Yep, that's the whirlwind romance of Toni Braxton and Birdman. A love story so wild, even their closest friends were left scratching their heads. And now, Honey, Tamar Braxton, the ultimate queen of shade, is dropping hints that she knows exactly why it all went up in flames. Grab a seat, because this tea is piping hot. But before we dive into the marriage chaos and hush-hush divorce drama, let's hit rewind. Let's go back to where it all began, back when everyone was already side-eyeing this improbable couple.
Open to finding love again. Is that something that you would be open to?
I am a hopeless romantic.
Oh.
I love being in love.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get married and walk down that aisle and wear the white dress. I don't care if you're 80. If you want to wear the white dress, wear the white dress.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
Wow, that's beautiful.
So you see it happening.
It.
I see it in my future, absolutely.
Do you know the man or not yet?
Well, you know, he could be there. He could be right there beside me. He could be somewhere to the left. I don't know.
See, that's why Tony's Tony right there.
Exactly.
All right, here's the scene. Toni Braxton, the soft-spoken, silker-voiced R&B queen with elegance for days. And then there's Birdman, a tattooed rap mogul, Cash Money Records kingpin, diamond-studded, grill-flashing, living that luxury life like he was born in a Maybach. Let's be honest, no one saw this couple coming. When they went public in 2016, fans were scratching their heads. Was it a publicity stunt? Friendship turned romance? Or just plain weird? But nope. Honey, there was serious.by 2018. Birdman slid a $5 million engagement ring onto Toni's finger. $5 million. And Toni? She flaunted that rock like she was auditioning for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Interviews, talk shows, Braxton family values. That bling was everywhere. She called Birdman her bestie and gushed about how refreshingly different he was from her exes. Sure, maybe opposites attract. It looked cute on the surface, but behind all that sparkle, the cracks were already there, if you knew where to look.
I'm not going to let the devil or anyone, I don't care what they say, what they put out, the battle is not mine. And I'm not even going to address or talk about or fall into the traps of the devil because I live by the word. And so that's what I'm doing.
Now, girl, it didn't take long for this fairy tale to turn into a full-blown hot mess express. Just weeks after showing off that massive ring, Toni went on record saying she lost it. Yep, $5 million. Gone. Poof. She claimed it vanished during a Delta flight, like a ghost slipped out of a Louis Vuitton carry-on. 1 minute it was there, the next, nothing. And Birdman, totally unbothered. No rage, no drama, not even a hint of a refund demand. I mean, who just shrugs when a $5 million ring disappears? Naturally, fans started whispering. Was the ring even real? Was the whole engagement a stunt? A VH1 storyline? Things only got shadier from there. No new ring, no wedding planning updates. Toni stayed tight-lipped, always saying, "We're working through things." But then, surprise, they quietly got married. No press release, no red carpet, just them, a witness or two at a courthouse on August 8th, and then, boom, by August 10th, they were done. 2 days later. That's not a marriage, it's a weekend getaway gone wrong. When they filed for divorce, there was no sugarcoating it. The document said it loud and clear, irretrievably broken. No counseling, no timemates, just broken. Fans were left reeling. How do you go from soulmates to strangers in 48 hours unless something was off from the start? Tamar clearly knew, honey, because the shade she started throwing around that time, sharp, subtle, and savage,
was used at the hotel for Mr. Jeremy Robinson and his guest, Miss J. Now, I don't know what y'all want me to do with that. Because when I had asked him about it, you get nasty with me and tell me, go take your meds. So when I posted it, I didn't post it to be nasty.
Hold on, because it only gets weirder. Toni later did a complete 180 and dismissed the divorce. No public statement, no sit-down Oprah-style interview, not even a petty Instagram clapback, just quietly told the court, never mind. Like, huh? If the marriage was so broken, what changed? That's when the theories started flying. Fans began connecting the dots. Maybe, just maybe, this marriage wasn't about love in the first place. One fan said, "It always felt like a business deal to me." Another tweeted, "Toni's not looking for butterflies. She's thinking security." And honestly, can you blame her? Toni has lupus, a serious autoimmune disease. She's been open about her flare-ups, hospitalizations, and how her life changed forever. Lupus isn't just chronic. It's expensive, unpredictable, and dangerous. When you're living with something like that, romance often takes a backseat. Survival comes first. And let's be real, Birdman is loaded. So maybe this wasn't about wedding bells. It was about financial protection, estate planning, peace of mind. And Tamar? Oh, she saw right through it. She didn't spill all the tea outright, but she started posting cryptic messages and throwing slick shade that had everyone talking. Around that time, Tamar tweeted about women who choose safety over love. She didn't name names, but come on, hello? Who else in her circle just went through a secret marriage and a mysterious divorce? Tamar also said, "You can't lock down someone who ain't ready to be locked down." That's not just a jab. It's a whole kettle of shade. Birdman has never been the settle-down type. His vibe has always been money first, loyalty to his crew, and doing whatever he wants. Tamar knew it, and when she dropped those hints, she wasn't just venting, she was exposing. But here's the twist. This drama isn't just about Toni securing her future. It's also about Birdman's loyalty, or lack thereof. Let's rewind. Remember when Birdman and Lil Wayne called each other daddy and son? Yeah, we all remember. And not just that, they kissed on the lips multiple times. Now, nothing wrong with affection between men, but that relationship had folks raising eyebrows and whispering behind their phones. Their bond was too tight for some people to ignore that SO when Birdman suddenly showed up, trying to play husband material for Toni Braxton. The world collectively said, wait a minute, was this about Toni, or was Birdman trying to clean up his image, rebrand himself as a family man? The timing was suspicious. The affection seemed forced. Fans weren't buying it. Think about it. This is a man known for street talk, stacks of cash, and loyalty to his voice, not sitting at hospital bedsides or planning family holidays. When he suddenly started playing husband, something felt off. And then, stack it all up, the quiet wedding, the vanishing $5 million ring, the split after 2 days, the shady divorce filing, and the silent dismissal. It all screams calculated. Maybe his heart was never really in it. Maybe Toni was plan B, not the plan. And if you think that's messy enough, add another heavy layer, Toni's health.
Blocking an ex once you get into a new relationship.
Okay, I'm gonna lose everybody because I don't believe in that.
Okay.
No, like I still get along with all of my exes. And, I just feel like once you're in a place where you're healed, you can move past all the hurt and just, be nice to people. It's nothing wrong with being cool.
I'm not mad at that.
And now, let's talk about lupus for a second. This isn't a cold you shake off. It's life-altering. One day you're performing on stage. The next, you can barely walk. One flare-up can land you in the ER. And the bills? They pile up fast. Insurance only covers so much. The emotional toll is brutal. So yeah, maybe Toni wasn't dreaming of soulmates. Maybe she was thinking about who would hold her down when things got dark. In that sense, Birdman made sense. A strong figure, powerful, financially untouchable. If he stood by her side, she'd be protected no matter what came next. Credit where it's due. Birdman did show up when it mattered. When Toni was hospitalized, he reportedly stood by her, held her hand, and played the role of a rock. He wasn't Birdman of cash money in those moments. He was a man Toni leaned on. For a while, it looked like it could work, but something shifted. Tamar Braxton saw it all unfold in real time. Sources say she started whispering the truth behind the scenes. Birdman had a total change of heart just days after the wedding. Ghosting allegedly began almost immediately. Calls went unanswered. Appearances stopped. Tamar reportedly told her circle that he flipped, claiming the marriage felt too fast, too heavy. Once the rings were on, Birdman realized he wasn't built for Toni's life. The health struggles, the caregiving, the constant emotional responsibility. He was used to studios and strip clubs, not hospital rooms. And let's not forget, this is Birdman. He built an empire on being hard, cold, calculating. Compassion wasn't part of the blueprint. When reality hit, it hit hard. The fairy tale popped, and he did too. Toni, however, didn't make a media circus. No rants, no interviews. She quietly processed a heartbreak and undid the paperwork. Canceling the divorce shocked everyone. Maybe it was her way of saying, I'll handle this on my own time. Or maybe she was still hoping he'd come around. But if Tamar's shady tweets and cryptic timing are anything to go by, even she knew the ship had sunk. Tamar hinted that Birdman wasn't ready for real love, loyalty, or vulnerability. He wasn't the ride or die he claimed, just a ride until it got too real. And Tamar wasn't having it. She knew her sister deserved better. Real love, not just financial security, not just someone who shows up one week and vanishes the next. So, was a marriage ever real? Some fans say yes. For Toni, maybe not for Birdman. Others think it was a deal, security for her, an image makeover for him. And once both got what they wanted, they went their separate ways. Here's the bottom line. Toni Braxton is a survivor. Heartbreak, bankruptcy, disease, a whirlwind relationship. She's endured it all. She didn't scream. She didn't drag Birdman through the mud. She handled it with a grace only a seasoned queen can. And Tamar? She'll keep throwing shade from the sidelines. Sometimes when you know the truth, you don't have to say it. You just sip your tea, post a cryptic quote, and let the internet do the rest. So, what do you think? Was this doomed from the start? Was Tamar right to blow the whistle? Subtly? Was it a love story? Or just a headline? One thing's for sure, we haven't seen the last of the Birdman-Braxton chaos.